Guys, good evening. I said I'd do an evening vlog before I take my dog out for a walk. Alexa, well, the time will tell you in a moment because I've just plugged Alexa off, switched her on and off. She got stuck. Right, it's Sunday evening. I'm here with Max. There he is. So I'm here with my dog. So what I normally do is just hang around, potter around a bit, watch videos until I go out in the evening with my dog. Then I can relax and just make a cup of hot chocolate, just relax, chill out. I've been speaking to someone on WhatsApp. They said they were called Kevin. I was just stood in my flat writing in my diary, and my WhatsApp pinged and they said, hi, my name's Kevin. You gave your number to me a while ago and I'm texting you. So I'm texting another Kevin. So I've got to write up more in the diary. So I've been watching Auditing Yorkshire, his video, which he was, someone allowed him to come and have a look in his business. So that was good. So that was interesting. Rather than people saying, no, you can't come in, keep out, they let Auditing Yorkshire go and look at his business, which that was nice. I've watched DJ Media. I like auditing videos, I like music videos, I've been listening to music videos, and I've been on and off just trying to tidy up my flat and get on with what I'm doing. It does get monotonous, does get repetitive. I would like to share my time with somebody, but it's not happening. They're either in another country. I was speaking to someone on TikTok from America the other night, from the USA. Or they're either halfway across the country and they can't meet me because it's too far. Earlier on, just before the guy upstairs came in, an ambulance arrived at the block of flats, an ambulance, and it parked round the back or the side, and out came about 4 or 5 young ladies, and one of them had bright pink hair, bright pink. So I just saw an ambulance, a couple of ambulance crew come into the flat, and then they obviously came upstairs to somebody, and some girls came downstairs with the ambulance crew, and I don't know who was in it, but it drove off. But it certainly wasn't me in the back of the ambulance. So we've had an ambulance come out. Someone asked me how was I feeling before the ambulance came out. How was I before this ambulance came out? It didn't come out to me. So there was that. I haven't been into the co-op. I was contemplating maybe going out, and then I thought, no, it doesn't feel right with a group of women with different colour hair and then me coming out the building to go to the shop. So I haven't been out to the co-op. It looked quite scary outside for a minute with groups of people coming up the path, and I'm a woman by myself, so I didn't feel like going to the shop. I've got plenty of food. I've had snacks, I've had lunch, so I'm perfectly okay. Yeah, it's going to get dark. Yeah, I've inhaled a bit of cannabis and I've been giggling to myself. But, that's life. That's life, isn't it? Just be extra vigilant, extra careful, and make sure that there's someone on the end of the phone that you can call if you get into trouble or someone tries to try something on or something. So what's Kevin got to say? So Kevin is talking to me from WhatsApp, guy with glasses. I think, yeah, I remember speaking to this guy before, some months back. So when did Kevin start talking to me? That's an unusual name. Kevin Madigan. Madigan. And he started texting me at 4:46 p.m. 4:46. Kevin Madigan. Told you I went outside this afternoon. Someone spoke to me on Flirt Finder before. A husky tried to pounce on me and Max, so you have to be careful. That's obviously, I'm not stupid. So, chats. And my storage is full, so I can't text him at the moment anyway. I'm just intending to relax before I go out with Max into the dark. I'm going to take my torch. I don't think Max likes that flashing dog collar, so I don't think we'll go out with that again. I got held up with Max yesterday because he kept trying to get the collar off of his neck. He didn't like it. So, you know, I'm either on my own, like just listening to videos and music, or somebody wants to muck about on WhatsApp, or they want to muck about on some other social media platform, and you don't know who you are speaking to. You've got to be careful. It could be a woman, it could be a predator. So I don't give out a great deal of information. It's just all the same. You end up talking to a phone. You don't know who's on the end of it. Could be anybody. Could be someone that I've talked to before and blocked them. So I'm just being careful. So I wouldn't imagine that it would be busy this evening because people have got to go to school and work. And when I go out in the evening, it's pitch black. So I wouldn't imagine that it's going to be busy this evening. I told you last night I encountered two roller skaters. And then I turned back. I didn't get into conversation with them or anything. I just turned back and I walked the long way home. There is no need for me to go to the shop. You go to the shop because you need something. I've got everything. Because I'm resourceful. And when I ordered my Tesco delivery, I made sure I had enough food and things for at least a week. And I've got to go out to a main shop next week. So I'm not going to spend money I don't need getting little bits and pieces when I can get it all in one go somewhere else, basically. Alexa, LBC Radio.
LBC London from Global Player.
Sorry, good evening.
I was just thinking, why don't they just put up the family allowance and then the mother can have the pleasure of bringing up her children herself?
Well, that's the
We
thing.
wouldn't need so many childcares.
Some women, the thing is, Pat, you know, women have different views on how they want to manage their lives. Some people want to be at home looking after their kids the full time. Other people want to actually have a balance of work and some time at home with their kids, and others want to work full time. So everyone's got different circumstances. But
Well,
the thing
yes,
here,
I can understand that, but sometimes doesn't it make you sort of feel that if you don't want to look after them, why have them? I mean, you wouldn't be a nurse if you'd rather be a teacher, would you?
well, look, I mean, it's an individual.
Why have a family and all the responsibilities of it
Of course.
if you want to do something else?
Well, it's an individual choice,
It was
Pat.
an individual thing. I can see that.
Yeah, so irrespective of whether you're a working mum or you're not a working mum, the cost in any sense is still going to be high. I mean, even if you're not working, people still sometimes will send their kids to nurseries. People can do voluntary work and other things. So everyone's circumstances are different, Pat. But the reality is that our birth rate is in the doldrums at the moment, and childcare is very, very expensive. I mean, there's no getting away from that, is it?
Well, that's it. That's why my family, like several of the others have said, I've got three, and none of them are going to have children.
Really?
Yes, and the reason is
Yeah.
that if they had them, they can't see the point in having them. They are, of what you're saying, they are in the people that say, there's no point in me having them if I'm not going to enjoy bringing them up.
That's a very powerful thing. So this is actually...
That is their point of view.
Well, I mean, it's a very clear point of view. Pat, thank you very much indeed for sharing your thoughts. Conrad in Hove, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Ali. How are you doing?
I'm very well, sir. What would you like to say?
Yeah, I'd like to say that all my friends, 27 plus, they all wanted children. And the cost didn't matter to them because of the care and it's a nature instinct. And that's their words, not mine, okay? But
I can understand that, Conrad, but again, I mean, of course, that's a very admirable and propagation of the human race, and getting the birth rate up is something that I think should be lauded, quite honestly, given where we are. We all need kids to help us pay for our retirement, certainly, and also they add a lot of value. I mean, I think kids are wonderful, but the point is this, that they do cost a lot of money, and if you can't afford them, it is irresponsible, is it not, to then try and have kids if you simply are not going to be able to afford the cost.
Yeah. Our daughter grew up in Brazil, and we had help from her grandparents.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Girlfriend's coming over here now, and we're willing. We actually, one of the things we're looking at is actually doing childcare.
And are you quite willing to do that, Conrad? Would you enjoy it?
Oh, I love it.
It's exhausting, isn't it?
No. It's quite a bit of fun. Really.
It is fun. It is fun. I give you that. But it is also tiring, and it's a big responsibility as well as a grandparent.
Definitely responsibility.
And I find that as an uncle. I mean, if I take out the kids, I mean, you're always worried if anything happens to them. You're constantly looking over your shoulder with I've got to have eyes in the back of your head, and it is stressful. It's a responsibility. I mean, I love my nieces and nephews completely to bits, but it's not always easy.
No, I agree with that because when I look at it, my sister can't have children.
Yeah.
So she treats all her nieces and nephews like her children. Okay.
Very sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it. If
No,
anyone needs help, give me a shout.
That's very kind of you, Conrad. You better tell us your details. I'm sure that in fact, why don't you set up a little nursery? We know that there is a shortage of them. Indeed, in the opening, Sarah Ronan was telling us that the availability of childcare, affordable childcare, is a real problem, and 18% of councils are actually finding that they've got inadequate provision. So it's a serious problem. Rose in Croydon. Good evening.
Good evening, Ali. Hi. Just to say, my generation, the older generation, has taken a lot of stick from the youngsters about the have it all generation. We have it all.
Yeah.
And now they need us to look after the children. And it's just annoyed me.
Go on, why has it annoyed you? Explain.
Well, perhaps they can take back some of their criticism.
Well, I mean, it's a fair point.
Because where would they be now if we weren't looking after our grandchildren?
Well,
Which I don't mind doing, but, we've had, over the last couple of years particularly, there's been an awful lot of nasty criticism about us all having everything.
Well, there's been a lot of conversation, you're absolutely right, Rose, about intergenerational wealth, also about the pensions triple lock, about the fact that young people can't get a foot on the housing ladder, the rents are going up, and that the baby boomers had it all their own way and sitting on nice big cash piles and nice big houses. So, Rose, the point you make is a valid one. Do you think, Rose, that people who are now retired and are helping with childcare are underappreciated by the younger generations?
Yes, I do think. not by everybody, but there are people who are very selfish and probably wouldn't take back their criticism of my generation.
Well, also not everyone lives near their own parents, do they? So it's difficult. If you're lucky enough to live, I mean, even 40 minutes is not next door, as I said earlier to Natalia, who started this conversation. You know, you're going to be struggling, aren't you? But indeed, Rose. By the way, Rose, do you enjoy looking after your grandkids?
It's okay.
Rose, thank you very much indeed for your candour and honesty. I appreciate it. I'm asking you this question: what impact have childcare costs had on you and your life? 0345 6060 973. You can text me on 84850, or you can ask Alexa to send a comment to us. Actually, I haven't asked Alexa what Alexa is doing in terms of childcare. Actually, maybe I'll find out in the break. You're listening to Ali Mirage on LBC. It's 6:46.
Coming up at 7 on LBC, Rachel Johnson.
The PM's in Manchester insisting he's the change candidate to deliver a brighter future. He's confident, but is there a path to victory for Rishi Sunak?
Rachel Johnson on LBC.
Right, guys, it's starting to get dark, and we'll go out in a moment. I hope everybody has had a lovely weekend, and I hopefully speak later. Bye for now.